Fran.
Very good.
First of all, being in this facility, can you just talk about what it means to have something like this just for your program?
Well, it's absolutely fantastic, and I think it's a great tribute to a lot of people, and specifically all those that have come before us who have made this possible, from Josh Cody to Harry Litwack to Don Casey to John Cheney, to all of those administrators who have done such a great job with this too. And I think it says a lot about Temple's commitment to intercollegiate athletics as well. So it's been terrific. We haven't had much of a chance to enjoy it yet. This will be our first practice up here today, but also we've got a lot of things, a lot of other stuff coming, in terms of graphics and all of those things. So we're just kind of still in its infancy in terms of its completion stage, but it's pretty cool.
As you go down there, how much does this help you recruiting-wise? How do you bring kids into jump school?
Sure, you hope that it's going to be great. Each one of the kids that have committed already came up here and looked at the beginning stages of non-completion, but when they come back, they'll be able to see it all finished. But yeah, you hope that it helps in every sense of the word. But again, it's the commitment of the university.
About tomorrow night's game, Fran. Nice little early season tilt, a Big 5 match.
Is it a Big 5 game?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think the Salle game.
Not officially, but unofficially.
Yeah, well, it's obviously a city game, and LaSalle's playing terrific basketball. It'll be a great contest for us. Really challenging in terms of finding out where we are, who we are, and who we can become as well. I really like their team. I've seen a number of games on film. I think they're playing great.
It's early season stretch for you guys. It's been 4 pretty tough opponents to kick off the season.
Well, no question about it. It won't get any easier either. We're at Charlotte and St. Joe's at home next week too, so it'll be every game's going to be a flat-out battle, and we're going to have to be as ready as we've ever been in order to meet that challenge.
How much do the kids enjoy these games, you think, when it's when it has the Big 5 tag to it? You guys are both playing so well.
Yeah, I hope that these kids appreciate what it is that city basketball is all about. I know the coaches do, and I know all the administrators do. So it's something to be cherished, I think, and they'll probably appreciate it even more in another 5, 10, and 20 years.
Fran, is this as deep as you've seen the league in a while?
It's as balanced as I've seen the league. Yeah, I think that I made the statement that 11-5 could be a winner. There'll probably be somebody who will beat that, but if you finish 11-5, you've had a hell of a season. And I would say that there's a number of teams that can be going to Atlantic City right away. There'll be some others who will have that first round game that'll be really, really good basketball.
I'm sorry if you answered this already, but what does this facility mean to you guys? Because it takes time to get something like this, the money, the time, the effort.
Yeah.
What does it mean to finally
What I
just see
said
it?
before was that it's a tribute to all those that have gone before us, all the coaches and players and administrators who have gone before us. This is a culmination of a lot of years of tremendous basketball at Temple University that have allowed this to come to fruition. So we're really grateful for it. What does it mean? It means that we have a home of our own, and we can kind of come whenever we want and card swipe ourselves in here and work on some shots and those kinds of things. We haven't had that luxury, and I mean that sincerely. It's a luxury to have this. There's plenty of really good basketball teams that don't have what we are now experiencing, so we're very grateful.
Big, then you lose, then you win, then you lose. How do you kind of work to be more consistent?
What's that?
How do you kind of work to become more consistent?
Well, we'd like to play some teams that aren't quite as good. Two teams that we didn't beat in the league, Dayton and at Richmond, they're really good basketball teams. So I'm not so sure it's a great amount of consistency or inconsistency. I think we've really played some good basketball teams. So we had a great opportunity to beat Duke. That was as good as we can play. We probably played about as good as we can play against St. Louis, at St. Louis. We didn't play our best basketball against Dayton, and then we didn't play our best basketball against Richmond, but I think that's what college basketball is about.
One thing that's been struggling. How do you get him back?
Yeah, I don't know. If I had the answer, I'd be working on it already. But I have confidence and faith in Ron. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. He's going through a little bit of a struggle now, but he'll be okay.
Do you say that for him because he's gone through this before, and even against Richmond in the A-10 title game last year, he struggles. Then against Penn State, comes out, it's a big time shot.
Yeah, he's a really good basketball player, and he's working through some things, and hopefully he'll continue to work at that, so he can be as good a basketball player as he can be. And there's other ways that you can help your team, by the way, and not just score. You can help your teams defensively. You can help your team rebounding wise. You can be in the right spots all the time, and you can be giving it up at the right times. And so he's working at it.
Do you live with that? Because since the Duke game, his turnovers have gone down.
What would you like me to do, John? You want me to fire him, or
no? I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's a starter, and he's a guy who's going to be out there. He's going to play, and he's a good kid, and he's a hard worker, and he'll be pretty soon. He'll be out of whatever this little funk is that he's in. But yeah, I'm going to live with him. He's my son, and he deserves us living with him.
Well, since the Duke game, his turnovers have gone down, and do you say, well, as long as his floor game is fine, the shots will eventually fall?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. I think there's a lot of that in you, and he deserves the opportunity to work through whatever issues he's working through.
Sal's point guard during was, when he was deciding between schools, LaSalle and Temple were way up there. Do you think that gives him some extra motivation? Do you think that gives the guys on your team some motivation, knowing that he almost chose Temple?
I think those guys are past all that. I think Tyreek Duren is going to play the best he can for his team and for himself and for everybody at LaSalle. He's a good basketball player. He's a terrific basketball player. And I think our guys, there's probably some guys on our team that thought about other schools as well. And when we go to those places, we don't say, okay, well, you almost went to that school. You have this. It's just basketball. You're playing for your team, and you want to do the best that you can. So I don't think they think about that very much. But I do think they think about, LaSalle thinks about beating Temple tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I think they think about that.
For a Big 5 school, what is it like? How different is it playing against a neighborhood rival type?
Well, it's different because the kids all know one another. They all have experiences of playing against each other during the course of the summers. They watch each other on film. They read about them in the newspapers and hear about them on Comcast Sportsnet and those kinds of things. And Channel 3, and Channel 6, and Channel 10. So they know each other. So it's a big deal, and they want their bragging rights. Not that they're going to be bragging too much, but feeling good about your team is a very special thing.
So do you still have certain bragging rights over people?
No, I'm too old to brag. Too old to brag, and I didn't have enough bragging rights opportunities. I wasn't a good enough player to brag too much.
What's the biggest difference you see between LaSalle this year and last year?
Defensively, I think they're all buying in. I think offensively, they are shooting tremendously well. Certainly, the infusion of Ramon Galloway has helped them immeasurably, I think, but they have the surrounding parts too. Again, we just talked about Tyreek's a terrific point guard. Sam Mills is very good. Earl Pettis, just watching him on film, it's amazing how many little things that he can do to help his team. And so I'm very impressed with their team. I think they've got all the requisite pieces they need to continue on and have a great season. I'm hoping we can slow them down a little bit tomorrow night.
Thanks, man.
Okay.